Because everything's cancelled, I bet you thought there wasn't going to be any notices. But that's not true, because Culture Press have done a sneaky thing, and we're doing an online event on Earth Day, Susan's idea, and it's going to read stuff from the...
Earth Day isn't my idea.
Yes, it is. It is. And we're going to get people to read stuff they sent in for the Poetry for a Purpose collection. There's information on the Culture Press website and on the Culture Press Facebook page and stuff. That's going to be 2 weeks from today, on Wednesday, 22nd of April. Cool. That's the end of the notice board. Cool. I was noticing how with the lockdown and things, there seems to be a lot more sort of, it's very quiet, and nature seems to be taking the place of sort of all the everyday sounds of traffic and whatnot. And I came up with this just this afternoon. It's called Still. Birds chatter, blackbird sings, the dog barks for a moment, urgent. Crows caw to each other. Hi, yeah, okay, yeah, you, yeah. Gulls cackle in the distance. Punch-drunk bee buzzes from sunshine to shade. The flowers are out. It's pretty green in this urban glade. The slightest of breezes wafts by the sun. And the sun trundles lazily across the near, clear, blue sky. Clattering comes from a neighbour's garage, a shed, an escape for a few precious moments. Ambulance siren shrieks by on the main road, slicing through a sleepy afternoon. Another patient whisked into a world of masks and tubes, sterilized kingdoms of gowned magicians and keepers of the oath. The carer drives by in a cream Fiat. Hope she has the required PPE. Fluttering of feathers, a pair of wood pigeons are courting upon slate roof. Leaves rustle. A dove remembers to coo. A person walking by, keeping their distance but smiling at others and saying hello before carrying on. A ghostly vehicle zooms past the road end, and then the stillness returns. That's that one. Muted applause. It's what I love. Thank you.
Okay, is it me now, I think?
That's right.
No, I'm not muted. Well, there was an online writing workshop today for the Wildlife Trust, which I'd given the prompt for and had to be online to on hand to sort of praise people and say how wonderful their writing was. And it's also Wordsworth's 250th as well. So I thought I should write something that rhymed in the style of, but I didn't really get to the whole in the style of bit. Anyway, so it's not brilliant, but it's okay. The mist is curling off the stream of rolling water in crisp air. An early slanting sun sliced thin blinds me through railings. Still I stare. I hear a train screech metal sound at odds with blue-tip bossy scold, but never heard with traffic roar as busy days above unfold. We walk in pockets, distance kept by river path or cycle track, and hear the birdsong brash and shrill. We do not want the traffic back. The birdsong now is deafening, the muted siren pigeon call, blackbird carol, song thrush swoop. I'm hearing one, I'm hearing all. I pass a season-confused rose whose green spring leaves last week unfurled, yet withered rosehip clinging still to withered twigs with brown leaves curled, and daffodils of every kind, some orange trumpet long, some small, some snapped, some dying, bending spent, some faces lifted, strong and tall. And by this river, paradise is reached, it meets the Eden curve, our celestial city wakes once more to mackerel skies and sunlight's verve. And chatter sounds of small birds nesting, picking over mowings mist, as lawns are cut and hedges trimmed, fenced in, the governments insist. But that 1 hour at present decree of freedom, just an hour, just one, a world of beauty, sounds and sights, there to enjoy, before all is gone.
Can you hear me? I'm still on, am I?
You're still there, Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, it's Barbara now.
Okay, I'm reading, this is one of Tony Hendry's pieces, and he says at the beginning here, sometimes I spot an unusual word and wonder where it came from, and can I write about it? And this is called dunderhead. Dunderheads abound these days behind their digital battlements. Shot sprays from blunderbusses, wild inaccuracies, barn pot ideas, and lots of innocence left in bits, shouts and cries, no how and why. Dunderhead and blunderbus, odd pair, what's the how and why? Germanic root dunna gives us din, and Old Norse donna is to thunder. Scots verb donna comes in next to stun with a blow or loud noise. We pass donnered the adjective. Dunderhead is close, one who acts as if stunned or stupefied by a blow. Dunderheads were seen in print from Stuart times. Wait, don't go, there's more tangled up with this. The Dutch came up with donderbus, donder, thunder, and bus, firearm. Blunderbuss, our English adaptation, sounded better for a clumsy weapon. By William and Mary's day, it could tag a stupid blunderer or a dunderhead. Truth and roots are worth untangling. We'll never get everything straight, but it's right to try and not accept wild inaccuracies, barn pot ideas, and lots of innocence left in bits. Shouts and cries, know how and why. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara.
Pleasure.
Nicely read.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Not me now, yeah?
I think so, yeah. Is that okay? Or did Barbara, did you have one of your own you wanted to do?
Oh, sorry. You're muted.
What did you say, Barbara?
Did you hear me? I've got two of Tony's and one of mine, but I thought we were just kind of going round and round.
Okay, if you want to do maybe
I
yours
don't
next
mind.
time. Okay, you
Yeah.
do yours next time. That'll be cool.
Yeah, and I've got another of Tony's as well.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Roz, it's you.
Right, okay. I suppose I better do COVID one. This was after I phoned my sister, is basically what she said. Like every other bugger in this nation, I feel stranded here in isolation. The limit of my world has become small. I no longer allow friends or family to call. When my lodgers enter through my hall, I just get the mop out and wash it all. They seem unable to master the knack of wiping the doorknobs with antibac. I don't think they understand the meaning of battling this virus through cleaning. Our only defence without screening is to develop some obsessive leaning towards constantly washing your hands and to follow social distancing demands. Alter our lives to fit this new design. Stay out our own side of the 2 metre line. Keep away from me and I will be fine to carry on living this life of mine. With this new reality of in life, the fact of self-preservation and non-contact, where there's no interaction or chit-chat, only the tabby joins me whenever I'm sat. Animals can't get it, and I'm grateful for that. But whatever you do, don't touch my cat. And that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Kevin, you're up.
Am I next?
Yep.
Okay. This is a poem that came before Christmas from our session at the All Hallows. And we did, the word was bags, things you'd put in a bag that, you know, you might treasure or think useful. Anyway, mine goes like this. By the way, I've decorated my text with colours. Can you see it? I have many bags in my wardrobe of fears, daily selecting one to meet my needs, venturing out as I do, late, always late, but not by my standards. Oh no, just late in the day for others. Food bags, not today, no spare cash. The dream bags stare. I haven't forgotten. How could I? You are my alter ego. Bus ride through the city, torn posters, long forgotten gigs, sad faces, howling dogs, empty shops. Get me out of this. Nerves jangling now, pressure now upon me. Voices that I know mumble rhythmic phrases. I make my way through seas of soul. My bag lies at my feet. Hands held high, mouthing words, intent to make them clap. Who is the man before me? Footprints in the sand. They stamp and shout his name. I lift the object with great care. The bag that holds my story. Lights so bright, silhouette their meaning. The silver screen is made for this brooding. Tools to hack and hew, seeds to sow in times of rains, to harvest when it's due. Telescope, they cheer. Ludicrous, I know. A bang, a whiz, on I go. The contents start to flow. I climb the rigging, wave my hat, mount the unicycle. Taut wire, the spotlight now upon me. Wobble left, wobble right, gasps predict my fall. I fool them, as I always do. Needle and thread to make my shoes. From sailcloth I have rescued. Desperation marks my words, reflected in my gestures. They stamp their feet, as children do. Excitement, such demeanour. Parents passing popcorn too. Faster, ever faster. The drum roll calls my name. Crusoe, Crusoe, they all shout. The pirates on the main. My bag of tricks so endlessly. Amuse them all the same. Knickers, bras and underpants, a multitude of sizes. Chuckles, giggles, smiles and claps. My bag and world that's ending. As down the pole I slide, final curtain, final ride. My empty room now waiting, cold as ever smiles, laughter ringing in my ears. Tomorrow night, back again, repeat performance, repeated cheers. Thank you.
Good stuff. Ali.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. I'm just getting it up on my phone. My printer's not working, and this is the first time I've ever read from my phone. Escape. I fold a little paper boat, smooth the creases, place it upon the water. I turn myself into paper, step in, lock my blades. I've got another very short one, or will I just leave it now?
That was great. How many have you got? I mean, if you want to do another quick one, and then you can do.
Yeah, I've got another two very short one. Well, one short one.
Sure. Okay, you can do one more short one because that was really
Okay.
Really
Mind's eye. I dream of blue, blue sky, blue water. I dream of silver, silver sun, silver sparkles. I dream of white, white boat, white swan. I dream of freedom. Okay, that's me. Thank you.
I think it's me now.
Yep.
Jeanette will remember the video that this poem is based on because it's another one from the workshop we both went to that Andy ran. This is called YouTubers Visit an Abandoned Building Supplies Firm. The careful making of things, efforts put in, hours worked, safety measures observed. Time has unmade it all, unpicked the brickwork, flung doors and windows any old how. The camera pans across the site, shows us grass growing through cracked concrete, the model house looking intact from a distance. Through the open door, we see strange relics, a computer printer in its box, weighing scales, a fire extinguisher, the health and safety manual. Time has piled up papers and scattered them like leaves, left important documents in stained plastic sleeves, carpeted the stairs with unopened letters. Bulldog clipped schedules still hang on the walls. A young girl sat here typing the numbers, willing the clock's hands to turn faster. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Well done.
Okay. Craig.
All right. Light of hope. When the chill of the night eats the fabric of your soul, and the clouds mask the moon, and the fog it burns cold, and shelter is an unknown place beneath a blanket of trees, among peculiar animals buried under dampened leaves, be aware that in some distant corner of the forest gloom, even when all's against you, a candle burns for you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Just because I'm conscious of the time, we may go on to Jeanette now. That's cool, and we can come back later on the next round.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Right. This is one I wrote after reading Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. But I think going through what we are at the moment makes you think about what you really do value and maybe what you want to do on the other side of this. Anyway, it's called Logos. Each day holds opportunities, difficulties too, to test your strength and attitude, find the real you. What's your life's purpose? To create a work or deed, responsible to society, or will conscience take the lead? Question yourself daily. Responsibility is yours. Find your reason to exist and commit to its cause. Bravely conquer suffering. Be positively led. Know the why, bear the how. Reflect, then look ahead. That's that. Thank you.
Okay, Lou.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah,
It's working. All right, cool. I wrote this one about, like, you know, everyone's been doing the, well, a lot of people have been doing the clapping for the NHS on Thursday night. It's just about that, because like my whole street were really close, and like we hadn't seen each other except for that clapping. So it's just about that from the last 2 weeks. I realised it was 8 o'clock when I heard the clapping in the street. I joined in with everyone else and the drums and stomping feet. We waved at all our neighbours and shouted to each other down the road. Yes, we're fine, are you okay? If you need help, just let us know. We went back inside smiling. We knew our neighbours were all right. Now back to isolation until 8 next Thursday night. We were more prepared this week. We had drums and shakers galore. Then at 8 we stepped outside as the street opened their doors. We shouted thank you to all key workers. We clapped and drummed and stomped our feet. The town could be heard from miles away, especially my street. That's it.
Fantastic. And Val.
Right, can everybody hear me?
Just about, yeah.
Oh, a bit quiet.
A little quiet, but I think we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay, it's quite short. It's just called lockdown. You must not go out. There's a virus about. Too dangerous out there to go anywhere. People have died from going outside, so you must stay at home every day. I'll stay inside. I quite like to hide. Going out can be a struggle for me. Now I've an excuse to be a recluse, so inside I'll stay till it all goes away. That's it.
Fantastic.
okay.
Okay. It says we've got about 3 minutes, so I'll see if I can log out and log back in. Don't go anywhere. I better crack on before that sign comes up again. We got a message from Peter Rafferty, who can't be joining us this evening, and he said, "Here's a short one," and it goes like this: one blue and one yellow eye. A two-rounded white cat gazes towards the pink moon. There you go. Seemed topical.
Okay.
Did anyone see the pink moon last night?
Yes.
Not yet. Is it out? Was that last night?
Well, hopefully it'll. The skies are clear. We'll see it tonight.
Yeah, I hope so
Very
too.
pink.
It's not very pink.
It wasn't very pink. It was very yellow.
Yeah, they says it's called pink because it comes out in a certain. There's a certain pink flower which I've forgotten what it is, a wildflower that is out at this time of year.
Yeah.
Phlox.
Sorry?
It's called phlox.
Is it phlox?
Phlox.
Yeah. And I
From
think
the
that's where it got
native red Indian or something it's from.
That's
apparently.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why it's called pink, because of the flower, not because of the colour.
Yeah.
April full moons are always pink moons.
What?
April full moons are always called pink moons. It's like
Okay.
September are harvest moons and July
Yeah.
are mulberry moons.
I think they've got another name as well. Usually named for trees and things too, but anyway. Are you not reading one of your own, Philip?
Oh, well, seeing as you've requested one, I might as well.
Request it. I was just asking.
Ironically, this one's called An Experience Shared Alone. Watch the sunrise through your window. Glance at butterfly on the window. It flutters delicate, furry-looking, colourful wings, splodges of red and purple before it flies away. Away into skies of clearest blue. Free. Mocking you cocooned in your brick and glass encasement, a chrysalis, an imprisonment of our own choosing, although heavily advised and suggested as the full impact of coronavirus is digested. Spread by those things we know are there but cannot see. Will we become something different in time when we emerge again, blinking in the sunlight, breathing in fresh air, feeling a soft blanket of cool air touch the skin, and a breeze connect with us, breaking the 2-meter exclusion zone? I wonder, how will we reflect upon this in time to come? This is a shared experience, but an experience shared alone. That's that. Muted applause again. Okay, Susan, you're up now.
Okay, well, this was another one on the writing workshop today that I wrote, and it doesn't rhyme. So, small things like a walk, a leaf, a bird, or a freckle shyly showing on a sun-kissed shoulder, or an ammonite curling millipede discovered under lifted stone, a snatch of tufted grass for a nest in beak, a grain of soil under fingernail from long gone green emerging fingers, the fleeting smell of morning dampened grass and wood smoke, coffee fresh on stove, toast and acrid tang of marmite, and the precious hour of time alone, the punctuations to the endless days where edges blur.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll do Tony's one. I'll do mine as well after Tony's because it's very, very short. So this is Tony Hendry's, and it's his he said this is his second coronavirus-inspired poem, and he says here, "I'm sure they'll keep on coming." And at the end of this poem, Tony has a little treat for you, I gather. This is called Black. This is called Black Grouse. Before this thing got serious, I was on Great Meldrum in rain. A pudding of ling and bleaberry, nothing like a classic Lakeland fell. But once there was a barrow there, or so I like to dream. Black grouse near the top, big red patches above his eyes, like blood blossom from a head wound. Waggle weapons to lure the ladies, or warn off any rivals on his patch. I'd never been as close to one. Nearer, nearer, no flyaway. Docile chap, tame enough to shoot by camera from a couple of yards. Snap. I'd send this on by WhatsApp. Then a turnabout. He flapped at me, pecked at ankles, flew at knees, and squawked to say I was a rival, a risk, an arrogant, piss-taking man. Rapid social distancing, right now. Downhill I went, and for 5 minutes the grouse came after like a soldier, braving my shouts and mock kicks. I was rattled and humbled, I admit. Soon I was off Great Meldrum, off all the fells within a fortnight. I missed them lots and let them rest, and find that nothing stays the same. The grouse was reared, but wasn't ours. And then, thank you, Tony, it's lovely. And Tony's treat coming up now, I think. Where's Tony's treat?
Thank you, Barbara. There is a picture of a black grouse there. He was a brave bird, that one. He really was. That's
Lovely.
it then. Okay.
Great. I'll do mine because it's really, really short. People that know me know that I spend very many happy hours within the disability arts scene. It's a It's a world that I'm very happy in. And if you're within the deaf community and you're at an arts event, and obviously people can't hear clapping, and so we wave. And I've been doing quite a lot of these sorts of meetups, and we're all on mute. And as you say, and as you've just been saying, Phil, it's muted clapping. But so I've kind of taken to waving because it can be seen more. And obviously within the deaf community, it's like if something's really good, you stand up and your hands are really high, and but you know you make a lot of noise with your hands. That was in my head. Clapping. I watch my neighbours clapping. I watch my neighbours clapping. I can't hear them, so I wave. That's it.
I'm going to give you two very, very short COVID, I can't even say it, COVID ones. Right, the first one I called The Burglar. I am COVID-19. I creep into houses unseen, but I'm not a robber of wealth. Instead, I steal people's health. I operate with impunity because no one wants to catch me. And that's that one. Sorry. The other one's called Lockdown. Call me pessimistic, frumpy and old, but I just know it's going to turn cold. On the day the lockdown stops, the sky will fill with raindrops, and we will be hit with lashings of rain as they let us out when it's winter again. That's me for today.
You have to talk Annie through getting on the picture on.
Oh, sure. We'll pause there. Annie, can you hear us?
Hello, hello. I think I've done it.
Yay.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Hi.
What's
Here.
on your screen?
Oh, wait a minute. I can't get my computer to log up. I've gone offline. So there's me and Robinson somewhere, wherever he is. Oh, I don't know. The Dachshund. We've got a Dachshund somewhere. Yes, hello, Stephen. Oh, right. I'll stop moving around.
It's lovely to see you. How are you doing?
Yes, and you, and thank you so much for doing this, Phil.
Oh, well, thank everybody for coming along. I mean, and thank you for doing Poets Out Loud, because that's the reason we're here today.
Well, you know, I thought I was going to get a month off, but you know. Hey, Tony.
Hiya.
I'm going to get comfy. I haven't found anything to read yet.
Well, we're about halfway through round 2. It's Kevin's going to read, and then there's a few more people, and then we've got Val at the end of the round, and then if you've got anything, you can chip in there. Does that sound good? Good.
That sounds brill. That sounds brill.
Okay.
I'll get comfy.
We'll try and mute when we're not speaking or applauding, so we can avoid any sort of audio feedback stuff.
Cool.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I found mute. I'm going to press it now. Awesome.
And Kevin, you're up.
Okay, good. This is called A Silverfish. Making, breaking, yellow blob, a bus on my horizon. Red as apples, green as grapes, time-worn hands forgotten. Diesel churns within the soul, a toxic mix to savor. People move from A to Z. There'll be no fear or favour. From the pier, a fish is seen, a sight not seen too often. Children dance in ecstasy. School so quick forgotten. Lost then found, the fish is back. Steel grey clouds defining. Silver patterns on the sea reflect the view so longing. Thank you.
Great stuff. Ali.
Yes, so this is the third one I wrote, and you know, because I'm going crazy that I can't get out on my boat on the lake. So I'm imagining that I'm out there. Zen. My skull waits on rippled water. Straddle, sit, paddle lightly across Derwent water. Weight against weight, my body held by cubic volumes pushing up from below. Glacial depths, impenetrable, home of Vendes and Shelleys. We balance as a bird on the thin silver line separating sky and lake, air and liquid, light and dark. Rock over, slide, lock blades, drive. Puddle rings leave imprints, swirling galaxies, sun-sparkled. Subconscious rhythm, the boat glides beneath me, stern bubbles sizzle, mind empties. That's it.
That was so beautiful, Ali. Can feel how much you're longing to get out there again. This is a rather strange poem that I wrote the other day in response to a prompt from the National Poem Writing Month website. During April, there are people all over the world writing a poem each day, and they give you a different prompt each day. This was like a list of 20 different things that you had to do in a poem. And at first I thought I couldn't possibly do it. And then I thought I'd have a go. So here it is. 20 thoughts. I anesthetize my mind. Wonder if earthworms get the virus. Imagine my eyes as sunflowers. Sniff the scent of fur release. Played on a long ago piano, Beethoven's careful notes ringing out in a North London house. Actually, my mind is oversensitized. The PM's in hospital. What's the exit strategy? We didn't know. We'll find a way out. The bigger the cock, the smaller the cock up. No cash kept on these premises. The world's bleeding heart punches a hole in our calculations. From outer space, I turn my telescope on Earth. She, eternal peacemaker, salves the wounds, looks 3 months hence to see us emerging from our burrows. Blissful isolation, we may yet miss your buzzing blankness. Hunger for our tinnitus. Plus ça change. The earthworms gasp under their masks, and my piano teacher smiles as I play the right notes at last.
Super.
Good stuff. Craig.
Okay, this is one I wrote at my very first Poets Out Loud. Can everybody hear me all right? Yeah. It's called Desert Song. A living carcass lies in the desert, arid sands stretch for miles all around. A solitary scavenger looms overhead, constantly mocking this shape on the ground. Traversing the impassable wasteland, I crawl in desolation all alone, my raw belly scorching in the hot sand, and my burden weighing down heavy like stone. For it is 70 long years since Nemesis laid upon me her icy black hand, tore me stillborn from out of her bowels, and cast me into this dry, barren land. I, who told a tale like cursed Cassandra, like Icarus I flew too near the sun, I, who swam the seas like young Leander, am sent to die when my life has just begun. The blazing sun now burns my rotting skin. Beads of sweat drip from my slack, naked breasts, where 1,000 young minds were once suckled, and that cold, rough, brutal hands once caressed. Childhood memories now disperse on the breeze, of building sandcastles and of digging holes to shelter me from the hot sun's bright rays that now pierce my flesh like Cupid's dart once pierced my soul. Memories of walking with Minerva, holding hands in a wood slowly rise, eating grapes by a font with Apollo, making love beneath pale moonlit skies. After one last frantic bid to reach that place I know not to exist, I fatally drop in the arid heat upon the spot that death has kissed. The scavenger sensing this swoops down, its sharp black talons ready to attack. Upon its head there is a purple crown, a vermilion robe hangs down its back. This carrion bird its downward journey made, strikes and slashes my flesh with each talon, and all of my entrails it proudly displays, all that remains of this natal felon. But my inner self lives on like a phoenix, although my body is daubed with red splashes, soon to be burned by the rays of the sun, soon to rise again from its glorious ashes. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
Jeanette?
Okay. I don't know if you can see that or not. Clearly, no, not really with the iPad. I've been trying to do a haiku most days, and I had to play about in the garden on Sunday, and I chalked some of them on the pavement, and that's what I was trying to show him a photo. But anyway, we can just do 3 little haiku. And this one is a chance for the earth to be healed of our damage, stay home and cleanse wounds. Then the next one, as wind brings dark clouds, form the shape of a rainbow, a smile upside down. Then the third one, find it. Step with stepping stones, step up over stumbling blocks, dance on life's pavement. Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay.
Is it me?
It is you, Lou. We've got another 10-minute warning, but that should be
Right.
enough time. And if it comes to it, we'll all log out and log back into the same thing again.
This definitely isn't 10 minutes long. There's this statistic that I've known for a while. Like, the life expectancy of transgender people in the UK is only 33. And I hadn't thought of it in this different way until one of my friends who's the same age as me texted me and said, "Hey, great news. If we have anxiety now, it's only a midlife crisis." So I just wrote this poem about how I don't want that statistic to be true. Can everyone hear me, by the way? I'm 16 and a half years old. I might only live to 33. That's 16 and a half more years, and I'll still have so much left to see. According to the numbers, I'm already halfway done, but I'm not even a grown-up yet. I've only just begun. I didn't even notice when the halfway mark slipped by. I need more than 16 more years, so I'll make sure the numbers lie. If I'm really halfway through, one thing that makes it worse is that my sister's 1 year younger than me, and she's less than a fifth of the way through hers. If I'm to die at 33, it means I don't have long, but I'm prepared to spend my life proving the numbers wrong. 16 and a half more years is not much, and I want more, so I'll do whatever it takes to live to 34. And that's done. Thanks.
Why is it only 33, Lou?
In this country, it's majoritively suicide. Worldwide, the main cause of early death is murder. But in the States, I think it's 32. But that's mainly because they get murdered.
Wow.
But it's just like, if there's anything I can do, I'm going to raise the average.
Yeah, you be a trailblazer.
I think there may be changes afoot now, because that statistic is like understanding and stuff has moved on more.
Yeah, I think that was a statistic from last April, but there's the website that they're on updates every April, so that it hasn't come up yet for this year.
Yeah, you can imagine that potentially that will go up as there's more understanding, there's more acceptance, all those sorts of things, and one would hope that then there would be less suicide. I mean, particularly in this country, that there would be less suicide. And just from that, things will change, because I think the same would have been true at some point within the gay community, and that's
it was pretty much the same in the gay community about 25 years ago. That was the main tipping point.
Yeah, and that will have changed now, I'm pretty sure. Great, that's good. It's great you're right about it.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Okay, we've got about 6 minutes, but I'm sure that'd be enough time for Val and Annie if you found something. Val, you're up.
I found something.
It's my son's birthday this week, so this one's just called Daniel's birthday card. I don't know what my son will say when he gets the card I sent today. I've not been able to get out with all this virus that's about. An essential item it was not, so I sent one that I'd already got, of a fairy flying through the air with sparkly wings and flowing hair, all dressed in pink, a wand in hand. I hope he's going to understand. And further to delight my son, it bore the legend, Fairy Fun. I'm hoping that he'll find it funny. At least he'll like the birthday money. That's it.
You're in the way, Michael.
Annie and Michael.
Yay, we're here. Okay, the reason I was late was I was just finishing off getting my book published, and it's happened. So watch this space. It's going to take a few weeks to appear because of postage. Anyhow, it's called Walk with a Stranger. Some of you've heard this poem before, and there's lots of people here tonight that I don't know, so this seems very apt. Here we go. I walked with a stranger. I walked and talked and listened to their words from beyond this town. The conversation was good, and without hesitation, I walked in their direction. The crowd by the bus stops blocked our path, and we stopped walking, but carried on talking, and we talked on until the end, then walked our separate ways. I walked the way I hadn't planned, smiling. I walked the way I hadn't planned, smiling, because when we went our separate ways, the stranger had turned back the way we had come. I walked with a stranger. I walked and talked and listened to their words from beyond this town. The conversation was good, and without hesitation, I walked in their direction. Thank you.
Cool, fantastic. We did say we might have a pause anyway for like a comfort break or refresh drinks and glasses. Shall we log back in about 5 minutes or 5 or 10 minutes? Does that sound okay?
Sounds brilliant.
I won't be coming back because my dinner's ready. But lovely to see you all. Thank you very much.
Hi, Kelly.
I don't think I can either.
Bye.
Oh, bye, Tony.
See you soon.
See you next time.
See you soon, Tony.
Stay safe and well.
Bye,
thanks, everybody. Bye then.
Take care. Oh, well, welcome back.
It's all fandangled, isn't it?
Yeah, we have the technology, but can we use it?
No.
Well, just about. It's going quite well, I think. So, yeah.
It's going well.
Just it's great to see you all signed in. So
Yeah, it's quite weird sitting in my bedroom
Yeah.
and not strangers.
uh,
The downside is you guys haven't got the experience that I'm having with Robinson's bottom. Pooey, it smells. I'm going to bring him to the bistro next month if we're open, just to share.
well, we all look forward to that.
Oh yeah, stinky dog. Butter wouldn't melt. Well, it does. Oh dear.
All right. Shall we crack on with the another trawl through some words I've found? This is an old one. Yeah, Susan said it's Wordsworth's 250th birthday. I hope he's got a cake, a lot of candles. This one's called Yellow Flowers. Saw some yellow flowers today. Went for a wander, solo, on me lonesome. I was soon finding my way, striding through Lakeland, rambling on, and before too long, hello, there they were, spread before me, a carpet of green and yellow. As if greeting this daydreamer, some call a poet, that wordsmith type fellow, brighter than buttercups, more delicate than dandelions, a hillside covered by yellow flowers. Against nature's green, brown, blue, and grey, this glorious yellow was a joy to behold, an image that stayed in my mind for many hours. Those slim pea-green stalks and fragile, vivid petals remain, untouched. There they stay. If only those ornate trumpets could sound me your name. On my ramblings through Lakeland, I saw some yellow flowers today. And then he was attacked by a little drone by the police who said, "Go home, you shouldn't be here." That's that one.
Woohoo!
Okay, where are we at? Susan.
Yeah, I was going to read out the one that I did, which was based on Wordsworth. But only about 2 minutes ago, I thought, oh, I should probably look for that. So, Philip, tell us something else, some other notices. There must be something else that you could talk to us about while I just try and find it on my phone.
More notices?
Yeah.
No, everything's off. It's just the Earth Day Zoom.
Well, maybe refresh people's minds about that.
If you weren't here earlier, there's an online Zoom event where we're reading bits and pieces from the forthcoming Poetry for a Purpose. But it's kind of a preview because we can't really get the books to people yet because we don't want to clog up the delivery services with because they've probably got better things to be doing at the moment. So we'll do a proper launch at some point, hopefully, when normality returns, hopefully. But yeah, on Wednesday, the 22nd of April, we're going to be doing an online Zoom thing of reading of the bits and pieces that were sent in. Hi, Andy. And there's details on the Cold You Press Facebook page and the SpeakEasy page and the Cold You Press website. Or you can just, I think I emailed everybody. So, yeah. Hopefully you can join us for that.
Okay. I think I've read this at Poets Out Loud before, but seeing as it's the 250th birthday, it seems appropriate. This appeared on the Dove Cottage Poets website 5 years ago, maybe. I don't know. They had a kind of competition and it got in. So it's based on the Daffodils rhyme scheme. Anyway, I wandered by the Eden banks, welly booted, footings free, 3 months earlier giving thanks that floods had not discovered me. Daffs protrude the silty screes, with rubbish still hanging in the trees. The wind still whips their golden tresses, spring a promise that they bear, and still we Carlior's weather stresses, girdled by our river fair. Every raindrop watched implored, the careless goddess sleeps once more. The marker from 2005 is shadowed by December 15. That mother, nature cruel alive, reminds us we are specks unseen. We pull with tides, we are reflected, a borrowed planet, we should respect it. But spring unfolds, the sight is thrilling, daffs like gossips huddled packed, the Nile like Eden's bounty spilling, new life where the deluge sacked. The phoenix city the nation sees, while daffodils are dancing in the breeze.
I haven't got anything else to put in, so you can. I'm passing.
Okay, so it's Roz.
Okay. I did this one for the last time, but we didn't have time to read it, so you can have it tonight. It's called The Circle of Life. Mysteries of life, we only partially know where we come from and where we go. So we attempt to apply scientific rigour and explain existence using a figure that's found in mathematical geometry and use it to postulate life goes circularly, as though seeing a simple circle could make life's complexities understood. With its never-ending line, this concise, well-known form does not have a precise diameter to circumference ratio, which results in a number that just seems to grow, like man's population, which explains why life has the irrational constant of pi. Humanity nor the circle go anywhere, but experience tells us life's more like a square, because there are sharp corners that are linked with other sides that are quite distinct. And people have many faces, not only one. Perhaps we should be represented by a hexagon. Maybe utilise the image of a triangle to illustrate how the genes entangle and combine from mum and dad in their baby, who have continuous traits and similarity. But surely the fact that our genes live on would be better represented by a polygon. Yet life, like a circle, keeps on going around, so it would appear as if this image is sound. Although life has a weird sort of circularity, when for each individual we can plainly see the point of beginning and a point at the end, and on your life being linear, you can depend. And that's that.
Good stuff. Kevin, have you got another one, Kevin?
I'll find one.
Okay, okay.
Back in a sec. Plenty here.
Okay, cool.
I had one in mind, but if you want to deal with someone else, and I'll come back on the next one.
Okay, we'll skip ahead to Craig.
Okay. This one's actually written by my wife, Lorna Davidson. It's called Stay Home. Don't stray too far, they said. Stay inside. Leave the car and commence the stride. Only family, no large groups. Then doorstep at 8 for claps and hoops. The planes have been cancelled. Your halls are now history. Chris Whitty and his team toil to solve the mystery. Now any age, gender or class, every town, city, the deaths are mass. Don't go outside, they say, be careful where you roam. We will all get through this if we all stay home. Thank you.
Okay. Kevin, how are you getting on?
I've got one, but the one I was after is a little short. Margate 240.
Okay.
It's quite an earlier one, and it was from again on a prompt from the from our group at All Hallows in Fletchertown, and as I say, it's called Margate 240. And here we go. He opened the door. Well, that was the prompt, actually. He opened the door. Did you ring? Does it work? Damn thing. The 240, if I can. I missed the last. She's with her man. I saw them once. Can I come in? The pylon. Did you see it? You can't miss it. It's been there years. They're building another one, twice as high. If you must, I'll make a brew. 240? That's not long. When's it due? $2.40. That's what they said. Written here, all in red. Come in, it's cold out there. Don't want it in. Margate, you say? By the sea? Went there once, fancy free. On my bike. What would you like? She kicked me out. He's not the first. A betting man. Gets worse and worse. Got no coffee, only tea. I'll make a brew, you and me. The pylon, when it's high, it makes weird shadows in the sky. Margate, Margate, by the sea. Was it Morecambe? Milk and sugar? Not for me. Your friend, 6:30? Will you wait? Got no cake. Thank you. Did you get all that? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
This little poem is how I think I would like the label if you could laugh, if you could bottle laughter. Genuine, full-bodied laughter, nature's best medicine, prescribed daily to be taken at involuntary intervals, temporarily eliminates frustration and melancholy, invigorating the organs, raising the mood, and illuminating eyes. Caution, infectious. Please keep this tonic within reach of all those who may benefit. And that's that.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
I need to go after this one because I've just been told that dinner's ready. This is about the full moon last night. It was about 2 a.m. and I was just getting to sleep. And then my sister was like, oh, wow, look at the moon. It's so bright. And then I kind of had to. And then I just didn't go to sleep. But we have an attic room, so we sit out on the roof sometimes because it's safe-ish. And it's quite easy. I sat for a while on the roof last night and looked out on it all. Though I barely fit out the window now, I've never felt so small. I sat there in the moonlight, watching the thin clouds track the sky. The unanswered call of a lonely owl was the only noise for miles. I looked out over rooftops and counted countless lights that I could see in the windows of the people who were nocturnal, just like me. But though there were so many people still awake in the sleeping town, the owl breaking the silence was still the only quiet sound. The moon was at its brightest, lighting the corners of the sky. If I'd seen a shooting star, I know I would have wished to fly. The shooting star I did see was just a satellite. I say just, but there's still beauty in its flickering flash of lights. But not as much as in the stars, stitched perfectly in place, and between each burning sun, the unfinished empty space. I could have stayed out there forever, and still had so much more to see. For a while the world was just mine, and I've never felt so free. I wished for night for a few more hours, just to sit in the light of the moon. but I knew that it was inevitable that dawn would come too soon. I wished there was someone else as well, for this beauty to be shown, but the view was made more beautiful by the fact that I saw it alone. I would have stayed there for hours, but my need for sleep just had to win, and I climbed back in the window as the first birds began to sing. By the time I did get into bed, I couldn't feel my feet. I need to go now, but it's lovely to see everybody and hear everybody's poems, and I'll see some of you, I hope, at the Earth Day thing.
Stay safe and well, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
Take
you
care,
too.
Lou.
Bye.
Bye, Lou.
Oh, and please hug your dog for me, Annie. He's absolutely adorable.
He's a bit smelly. There we
He's
go.
so cute.
Yay! Thank you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Lou.
Bye.
Okay. Val.
Don't people dine late here?
I know.
I had a bit of a cough, so I didn't go out for 3 weeks. So sun was shining the other day, I decided to go out. So this is called The Walk. Finally, I have escaped, freed from solitary confinement. Like a criminal, I sneaked down the street, furtively glancing this way and that. Suspicious eyes walked towards me. I turned my head and crossed the street. Does he sense there's danger in me? How dangerous can I be? Now I'm out in the open spaces, a solitary figure walking alone, free to walk with conscience clear. I cannot harm anyone, they cannot harm me. How can I cause someone's death? Could I kill with a single cough? I retreat back into my self-isolation, my prison, my home, my sanctuary.
And Annie.
Oh, hello again. Right, I've found one. I was thinking of all these people that are sneaking into the Lake District at the moment. How naughty are they? So this is for them. Champion tip. So our lad Will was heading up to the pike, sitting astride the obligatory quad bike. His champion tip had been missing 3 weeks, but his neighbour Jim had seen him when he was up there last night. As he'd started to climb on the fell's lower slope, he spotted at the back a visiting bloke, and he headed on over and shouted when near, "Divn't be taking the water frae there." So this fella steps up from the edge of the beck, his water bottle hanging on a cord round his neck. "Now look here, mate, I don't like your tone, and I know my rights, and one is to roam. And to be perfectly honest, I've no clue what you said. It certainly wasn't English or anything I've read." Now Will looked at the bloke, and he smiled a small smile. You're guaranteed to meet one once in a while. He cleared his throat and slowly then spoke, and pointed downstream to this offensive town bloke. "I said, there's a better place down there where you can fill that smart bottle." And he tightened his grip on the quad bike's twist throttle. Now Will left it there and headed on up to where his neighbour Jim had seen his best tup. And there, sure enough, just as he said, lay the remains of his champion, very much dead. It'd come off the crag that 3 weeks ago, and it landed at bottom a long way below. But his death was so quick, the first bounce snapped his neck, and then on the fourth, he finished up in the beck. Thank you. Woo!
Okay. Do we want to wrap up there, or do we want to do a quick fire round of short poems?
I've got one.
You got one? Okay. What do we think,
Sure.
everybody?
I haven't got anything else to do, but I'm happy to listen.
Okay.
I'm happy to listen.
I'll listen to Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a short one.
Okay, go for it.
All fishing. Dreaming, teeming green, dark shadows in a metal pond. Crisscrossing stripes fall down in wonder. A muddy world of gems forgotten. Footsteps slop the riverbank. I make my way as once I did before. Old friends found love on summer days as night shifts slept in hazy innocence. That's it.
Oh, wow. That's lovely.
Thank you.
I got a short one if anybody
Ross?
wants it.
Yeah, Ros, go for it.
This is called Sofas. Sofas. It's not. It's called Surfers. I was sat watching the crows the other day. Perhaps it's time for bed for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool dudes shooting the breeze. The crows are surfing the wind, playing with its power, catching its flow, riding on a gust before wheeling to left or right, looking for the next blast. They are the beach bums of the sky. Awesome. And that's it.
Fantastic. Anybody else want to do one?
I can give you another one from my wife if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Sockgate. Well, I've hunted high and low and I still can't find the socks. The washing machine sits idle and quietly mocks. I've eaten them, I've eaten them, I've eaten all the socks. Not the uniforms, the shirts or the jeans. Its hunger is for socks and one of a pair it seems. It has no preference to size or colour. My search of the drum is very thorough. I've eaten them, I've eaten them, I've eaten all the socks. I feed it daily and its appetite's tremendous. My purchasing of new pairs appears to be endless. My machine has become fussy, leaving the red wine stain, but the insatiable need for socks appears to remain. I've eaten them, I've eaten them, I've eaten all the socks. Today we bought a new one. We've just taken it out of the box. It's got a special extra door just for feeding socks. Feed me socks, feed me socks, feed me socks. That's it, thank you.
So cool. I've got one of those washing machines.
I got a load of socks.
Maybe Link.
Carry
No,
it back.
in Kevin's machine.
The
The
machine,
wormhole.
yeah, leads them to Kevin. That's great. Cool. Okay, I think that's probably it. So, well,
Yep.
can we just do a round of applause to thank everybody who read?
Woo! I can't. I haven't got. I have to do it. I've only got one hand.
Let's do an air one. It's fine.
I just.
And everybody who listened.
Woo!
Thank you all for joining us on Zoom. We'll probably maybe do it again next month. Annie, what do you think?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I will be early. I will not be late.
Yeah.
I promise.
Cool. Can we give a round of applause for all the NHS workers and the core workers who are all doing great work, essential workers. It's great work.
What about key workers who aren't NHS?
Yeah, all the key workers. Okay, well, we'll maybe see you on the 22nd for the Earth Day event, and then there'll be another online speakeasy on the 29th. So put those dates in the diary and stay safe and well. Okay.
Did you say the Earth Day stuff's on the speakeasy page?
For what? For what was
It's
that?
isn't it?
The Earth Day is the info on the speakeasy page.
The info is on an event which is on the Coldew Press Facebook page, but it's also linked through to Speakeasy page as well.
Fantastic.
And it's on the Coldew Press website as well. So, or it's been emailed out to people as well. So, Yeah, give us a shout if you want to know more. Okay. Good to
Well,
see you
thank
all.
you so much, Phil. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Good to see you.
Bye, Rose.
Bye.
Bye, Rose.
Bye.
Bye.